Good morning, greetings to all. I am Dr.M.Sheela Mary, Department of Environmental Sciences, Bishop Weber College. Today we are going to discuss about the topic ecological system. Ecosystem means it is a relationship between biotic and abiotic components. Eco means environment, system means complex systems, that means complex coordinated unit. So this is a definition for ecological system, the interrelationship among the biotic and abiotic components of the environment. So the ecological system is very important because without ecosystem we cannot survive. The biotic components and abiotic components are important in the ecosystem. So these are the abiotic components. Abiotic components is nothing but atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. The biotic components means both flora and fauna. Atmosphere is nothing but air, air surrounded by the blanket of air surrounded by earth, that is called atmosphere. Hydrosphere is nothing but water and lithosphere is nothing but land. So the both flora and fauna, the plants and animals are very important, that is called biosphere. So the relationship between biotic and abiotic, so these are the abiotic components, these are the biotic components. The relationship between biotic and abiotic components is called ecological system, because the ecosystem is very important, the functioning of ecosystem. Energy flow is one of the important function of ecosystem. What is energy flow? The food energy transformed one trophic level to another trophic level. So in energy flow the plants are very important. So without plants the energy flow we cannot do anything. So because the plants only is a primary energy producer. So the plants take light energy from sun, then the photosynthesis, the plants can do photosynthesis. Through photosynthesis only the energy transformed one trophic level to another trophic level. So this is an important concept of ecological system. So the ecosystem, who's coined by ecosystem, the A.G. Tansley in 1935. So the living organism and non-living environment function together as one unit in an ecosystem. So that is called the main concept of ecosystem. So the another definition is basic fundamental unit of ecology, which includes both the organisms and the non-living environment, each influencing the properties of other and each is necessary for the maintenance of life. So this definition, this is ecology definition, the Odom 1963. He defined the what is ecology. So the ecological system generally classified into two types, terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial means that land based ecosystem, aquatic means water based ecosystem, because the living organism can survive land or water. Okay, so the both water and land or living organisms can survive both water and land. So therefore we can classify the terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. So what is the structure and function of ecosystem? This slide shows the overall structure of the ecosystem. So the biotic and abiotic components are very important in the ecological system. So what are the biotic components in the ecosystem? Autotrophs, heterotrophs, decomposer and transformer. Autotrophs means the plants are autotrophs. So plants only have ability to do photosynthesis, can ability to do prepare the own food. So that is called autotrophs. Okay. So then what is the heterotrophs? That is consumers. So it depends food for others. Okay. So that is called heterotrophs. Autotrophs have ability to prepare their own food, but heterotrophs depends food for autotrophs. Okay. So for the heterotrophs also classified into primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. So primary, the herbivorous plants or herbivorous animals called primary consumer. Secondary consumer means the all carnivorous. So the carnivorous depends food for herbivorous. Then the tertiary consumer, top carnivorous. These type of organisms, animals depend food for both carnivorous and herbivorous. So then the decomposer, all microorganisms are doing decomposing, because the microbes also very important in the ecological system. Then transformers, some bacteria and fungi can do the complex organic, they can ability to transform the complex organic matter into simple organic substances. So therefore these are the biotic components in the ecosystem. So what are the abiotic components? Inorganic, organic and physical. So these abiotic components also very important in the ecosystem. So these are the in this slide shows the detail about the biotic components. So autotrophs, that means producer, so it can produce food on its own, so especially the green plants. So because the green plants have chlorophyll, so therefore can do photosynthesis. So through photosynthesis only the energy transformed one trophic level to another trophic level. So therefore the plants are very important. So I want to insist, the plants are very important in our ecological system, in our environment. So without plants we cannot survive in the environment. So then the heterotrophs, that means consumer, so it depends on other for food, especially the animals. So this is primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. What are the animals under this category? So then the decomposer. So the decomposer converts complex organic matter into simple organic matter. So especially the bacteria and fungi can do this process. So then transformers, it converts simple organic matter into organic nutrients, because the nutrients also very essential for plant growth. So therefore some bacteria and fungi do this process. So these are the details about abiotic components. So inorganic substances, what are the inorganic substances? Water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium. So these are the substances are very important, and also some organic substances, proteins, carbohydrates, fat, amino acids, humic acids, etc. So then these are the physical factors. So the light, temperature, rainfall, humidity, wind, soil, these are the physical factors also very important. Without these physical factors the plant cannot grow. So the plants are very important in our environment. Plants means trees, shrubs, climbers. So these are the plants are very important. So then the energy flow, what is the main function of ecosystem? Energy flow. So this slide shows the simple food chain. Through this food chain, how the energy flow transformed one trophic level to another trophic level. So according to law of thermodynamics, the energy flow is functioning. What is the law of first law of thermodynamics? Energy can be created nor destroyed, but cannot created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed one form to another form. So that is called first law of thermodynamics. According to that the energy, the flow is functioning. So what is the second law of thermodynamics? During transformation some loss of energy is occur. So that is called second law of thermodynamics. So according to that only, so the energy flow is functioning. So these are the important functions of ecosystem. The rate of biological energy flows. Yeah, so already we saw that. So then the second important function is called rate of materials or nutrient cycle. So then the biological or ecological regulation, including both regulation of organism by environment and regulation of environment by the organism. So these are the main function of ecosystem. So then next we are going to see about the biogeochemical cycle. So this is another function of ecological system. So we are calling nutrient cycle. So what is nutrient cycle? Pathway by which a chemical substance moves through biotic and abiotic. So through biosphere, how the lithosphere and atmosphere and hydrosphere the chemical substance through these abiotic, that means the abiotic components how enter into the biosphere. So that means that is called nutrient cycle. So these are the important nutrient cycle in the ecological system: water cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, nitrogen cycle and phosphorus cycle. So this slide shows the carbon cycle. So here the both plants, animals and abiotic components are very important here. So this slide shows the carbon. So the fossil fuels accumulated in the land, because how the fossil fuels enter into the earth. So the decaying of vegetation, so that animals, so that the million years before the plants and animals were died. So that plants and animals is converted into fossil fuels. So the fossil fuels, that means oil, coal, natural gas. So these are the fossil fuels accumulated in the earth. So that fossil fuels extracted. So then the extracting fossil fuels through industry, they were processed. So through the industrial process, the carbon dioxide enter into the atmosphere. Already the CO2 present in the naturally present in the atmosphere, 0.03% of carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. So that and also the carbon dioxide emitted through by industry. So that carbon dioxide, the plants taken the carbon dioxide and the plants give oxygen to animals. So then the animals and then the plants, both plants and animals died. Again the fossil fuels, the coal is enter into the environment, because this is a cyclic process. So this is what the carbon enter into the atmosphere and again it comes from land. So then the second cycle is called hydrological cycle. So the water cycle also is very important. So in each cycle the biotic components, the role of biotic components is important. So in carbon cycle we saw the plants, both plants and animals. In hydrological cycle, the plants, especially the forest, is very important in hydrological cycle. So without plants the hydrological cycle cannot complete, because the hydrological means the water cycle. So through this cycle only we can get rainfall. So the water already in surface, some water present in the surface. Surface means pond, river, lake. Majority of the water, the 97% of the water present in the marine, that means sea. So that water is evaporated through sunlight. Then the plants also take water. So the plants also doing evaporation process. That process is called evapotranspiration. So then the second step in the hydrological cycle is called condensation. So because the condensation means the formation of clouds. So through evaporation, the evapotranspiration only, the condensation will occur. So in this process, the plants, the trees are very important. So the trees evaporate the water. That water is very cool. So that cool water is condensed with water vapor in the atmosphere. So then only the cloud will form. So then only the rainfall, the precipitation will come. So that what the hydrological cycle. So the water is enter into the atmosphere. Again that water through rain, it will come to land. So or surface. So that is called hydrological cycle. So if the plants, no plants in the environment, definitely the hydrological cycle will break. So if the hydrological cycle will break, no rainfall, so no water in the earth, so we cannot survive. Okay, so the hydrological cycle, the plants that are important biotic components in this cycle. Okay, so then the another cycle is called oxygen cycle. So here the plants is there, animal is there. So we already we know so how the oxygen cycle is processing, because the plants can take CO2 in the atmosphere, then the plants give oxygen. So the human and some animals take the oxygen, So that is what the oxygen cycle is cyclic process is going. So then the another cycle is called phosphorus cycle, because phosphorus also very important nutrient for plant growth. So the phosphorus also accumulated in the soil. So in soil the phosphorus that means the phosphate is present in the soil. The phosphate is one of the important nutrient for plant growth. So the weathering of rock is called phosphorus. So through this weathering rock, the phosphorus enter into the soil. So then the microbes can convert phosphorus into phosphate. So the plant take phosphate for their growth. So then the and also it is dissolved in water also. So some water plants also take phosphorus for their growth. So then they decompose, then again the phosphorus will enter into the water and soil. So this is what the phosphorus cycle is functioning. So again here the plants and animals and these both biotic and abiotic components are important in this process also. So then the another important process is called nitrogen, because the 78% of nitrogen present in the atmosphere in the gaseous form. But the nitrite and nitrate is very important nutrient for plant growth. How the plant take nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen for their growth? Through microorganism. So here the microorganisms play important role in this cycle. So the microbes can fix the nitrogen and it can convert nitrite and nitrate. So that process is called nitrification. So then after nitrification the plants are degraded to through that process is called ammonification. Okay, so during degradation, so the plants, the ammonia will enter into the atmosphere. That ammonia again is converted into nitrogen. Again the nitrogen is enter into the atmosphere. So this is what the nitrogen cycle is going on. So here the microbes are very important, and plants are also is very important in this. Plants and animal waste. So that means degradation process is the degradation is during degradation the ammonia will enter. Then that ammonia is converted into again nitrogen. So this is what the nitrogen enter into the atmosphere. Okay, so this cycle also is very important in our ecological system. Thank you.